Hi, I'm Christina.
I'm Matt.
And this is New Ways Podcast. Today, our guest is an intuitive energy and sound healer, Maya Andreeva. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, super excited. During this episode, we are kind of going to break down the healing modalities that you do, and so people can kind of find out if it's a good fit for them and how it can benefit their life.
For sure, yeah. Let's do it.
So starting off, how about you give us like a little description of either energy healing or sound healing?
Sound healing, all of it is about energy and frequency. And if you go to the smallest particle that exists, the very nuclear center of it is vibration. And so energy is always in vibration. Our bodies are always in a state of vibration. It depends on what frequency that vibration is. And with the sound healing, the instruments create these beautiful high frequencies that bring to the body state of harmony, and it becomes like a symphony within your body because everything in the body has vibration and frequency. Each organ has its own frequency. And when we're becoming out of balance, when we feel like we're getting sick, something is not vibrating on a frequency it's supposed to. And so the body doesn't vibrate in symphony and in harmony. And so what that sound does, that frequency that comes from the sound bowls or other instruments, are helping the body to come back to that symphony. They're retuning and nudging those parts of the body that are out of sync to remember what the frequency they are supposed to vibrate on. And the more we expose ourselves to sound healing, the more our body becomes in tune with itself. And it's really helpful especially when we're like stressed out. That's when we really fast go out of balance. And frequency that takes you into really different states of brain waves that gets you into that relaxation state that allows the body to go into a state of repair. Because in today's world, we're always running from a tiger. We're always in a flight or fight because deadlines, because I don't know what else is happening around in our lives, right? Everything is stress and panic, and the body is out of sync. So when we get to that space of relaxation, the body is like, oh, this is the time I can let go. I'm not being chased. I'm not in panic mode anymore. And then the body remembers, oh, I know how to heal myself. I know how to get into that balanced state, but I just never have been given the opportunity because I'm always running from something, right? And our nervous system is on fight or flight all the time. So in order to get into balance, we need to allow the body to get to that state where it knows how to heal itself. And so basically energy and sound healing gives that opportunity to person to get to that state where the body can start healing itself.
I love how you said healing itself. That's something that I firmly believe is we all have the power within us, and modalities do help for sure. So can you kind of walk us through then, if somebody were to attend a sound bath or even specifically your sound bath, how does that kind of look?
So depending on what instruments are in a sound bath, I do bring alchemy crystal bowls, and I love using drums or instruments that mimic nature sounds like rain sticks or ocean drums that imitate the waves of the ocean or like rain. Because remembering that we are also part of nature. And we live in a big city and we don't make the time to go in nature. And we get disconnect from our true nature, which is part of nature. And so the brain somehow recognizes these sounds and associates them with tranquility. Like we're relaxing somewhere on a grass or in the woods, hugging tree. It
Brings you back.
associates these sounds with peace. So when you come, you're gonna lay down on your back, and maybe we'll do a few breaths to really like arrive. And then depending on how I feel, because it's very intuitive for me, but usually I start with more drummy instruments, and then I go into this sound bowls, then gong perhaps, and then I bring back the nature to ground you back into this realm, because the gong and the crystal bowls are really taking you into a different state of being, different awareness, different state of consciousness, where sometimes people go to different places. They travel, they see things, they go to different planets. And so when we start with the nature sounds, they kind of like slowly come back to Mother Earth, because these are sounds associated with our earth, with our environment. Then we come back slowly. And then in the beginning, I might do a body scan relaxation meditation to guide you into. Sometimes I don't. It really is very intuitive for me of what is needed. And when I say intuitive, is I don't plan anything. I just get there and then let whatever comes through. And sometimes I go with, oh, okay, we're going to go body scan. And then we get to the heart. And there's somebody that really needs to shift something in the heart. And then the meditation takes a whole nother turn that I had no idea it's going to go that way. And we get working on the heart space. Or somewhere, usually it's the heart, but it happens to other spaces too. So, and then I will bring you back with gentle movement. Sound bath is really the easiest way to meditate, is because you're laying down and you're not trying to meditate. You're trying to just relax, maybe take a nap, which is perfectly fine. But people find themselves into this deeper state of consciousness because they're not trying to get there. They're allowing the sound to get them there, to guide them there. And so, again, another way to start meditating is start doing sound baths. And you will find out that you can go so much deeper when, you're not trying. And then when you get used to that, then maybe you start more serious tries of meditating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, to me, my own experience with like meditation and sound baths is it brings me back to like who I am in my natural state of being. Cause like you said before, is we're all in this fight or flight mode constantly. So this is a modality to like bring us back to, hey, live in this moment, be in this now. Your natural state is tranquil and peaceful and not stressed out. So the fact that we're able to do that now, like take a beat and somebody can provide this amazing service for us to reconnect is just so beautiful. Did you have anything you want to?
Yeah. I mean, going off of all the incredible things that you said, I keep coming back to my own experience with you, actually, that Christina and I had at your sound healing, sound bath.
Your ceremony.
Is that what it's called?
Sound bath, sound healing. We had a cacao ceremony. It was just a wellness, grounding community day. So cool. And it was beautiful. And Maya holds amazing space, you guys.
Yeah. No, and that was it. Just, I keep coming back to my experience with that event and that, and just how transformative it was, because it was such a calming, such a relaxing, such a beautiful like reset. I remember just having such a stressful week and being able to sit down, and lay down with you and being able to, feel these things as you're coming around and with all these beautiful instruments. It was just really cool for you to like go and talk about each one. I was like, oh yeah, I do remember the waves. I remember the rain. I remember, and it just, and the whistle. And that was really cool.
The whistle is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
I was going to say the whistle is part of your Juta healing, right? The energy healing. So a different type of healing, but can be incorporated also in these sessions. Yeah. So how about you go a little bit into that?
Yeah. I mean, my sound baths now are not solo sound baths. They are always a Juta sound bath because the energy is just flowing. It's by now it's on demand. Like I just think of it and then I feel it in my hands. It's just like blasting, like, you know, you're in Star Trek and you're like, whoo, and you see the laser come out. Yeah. I don't see it per se every time, but I feel it. So even when I play the sound bowl, like it's just bursting out of my hands and it's sprinkling the energy with the sound waves. So it's really, really beautiful. But the Juta healing is a whole nother thing. And the whistles are, yes, part of it. In the beginning, the whistles were really interesting, but I'll talk about it a little bit because people call it like light language and they connect to these languages that are not spoken on our Earth, right? They're somewhere from another galaxy, another species. A lot of people are saying that they're from Arcturians or from the Pleiadians or the Atlanteans, right? So it's something that you're like, I don't know, it's gibberish. I don't know what you're saying. But when you listen, it makes you feel so good. And when I started doing ceremonies and I wanted to clear the energy of the people before they walk into the space so that we have clean space with anything heavy left behind so that we can experience the most. And I started like these sounds wanted to come out, but I was first of all, so shy. And second, they were sounding like I was mimicking like shamans that I have experienced. And I was like, that sounds like fake and not real. And I'm like, people is going to make fun of me that I think I'm a shaman or something. And so I was very restricting myself in my head. And then I had an experience with this woman and she's like, would you sage me? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then these whistles just started coming out. And because I was not any longer constricted of like what our people will say. And she gave me like her presence and her energy gave me the permission to feel safe to do it. And from then on, it was just like, whoa, what is this? And I actually, what I do a lot of the times is I whistle to my water before I drink it. And I infuse it with these sounds for, you know, these frequencies of the sounds are so powerful. And I was doing that before sound baths, but then too many people starting to come and I couldn't incorporate that in the 45 minutes to do that for people and do a sound bath. And recently I brought it back and I did it to someone and they're like, oh my God, I felt like I had a spiritual energetic surgery and then I was put back together. And I was like, that kind of is what happened. And it takes me like, it can go for longer, but what I do usually is like an aura cleanse. And it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. I always say, oh, it's going to do 1 minute. But when I get into it and when I tune to the person, there's no way it's only 1 minute. But it sounds like birds. And it's so beautiful that people just experience something very, I wish I could on myself. I mean, not that I can, but I want to be the receiving part. So I have to like start recording and playing it for myself.
Would you be able to share it here?
It sounds like? I could. Yeah, absolutely. And then they come with mudras as well. So like my hands start doing things that are adding into the frequency. All right. Let me so I hope I don't hit the mic, but usually the energy is really like it's aware of what's in front of me or close to me, but let's see if it's going to work out this way.
You look so peaceful doing it. Well,
Wow.
that was beautiful.
It was amazing to witness with my eyes open this time. I really like that.
Because when Matt was hearing it before, we were in ceremony, eyes closed, like listening to the sound bath, and we just hear Maya's beautiful whistles from across the room. So we got to witness her firsthand right now.
Yeah, that was wow.
I love too where I love frequencies, and you like your whistle has a frequency to it. So that was just beautiful to witness up close. So thank you for sharing that with us so much.
Thank you. It's really amazing that I'm not really good at singing yet. Yet. But it's really fun to me to witness how the tones go up and down, and then they go fast, and then they go slow. And it's really cool to, when I don't really think about it, but when I like get to think, it's like, oh, the sounds and the arms, the hands are like in sync. Like if it's fast, like whistle, then my hands usually are doing something fast. And when it's slow, my hands are doing something more slow.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of like tune into each other.
Yeah, that was incredible to watch. So question for you then too, because I know you do this frequently. What's one of the most transformative sessions you've had with somebody and this energy healing?
Right.
If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I just wanted to say a little bit more about the Juta healing.
Please.
Because the whistles are part of it, but they came a lot later. In the beginning, it was just my arms are moving in these patterns. And I don't know what is happening, but I feel so good about it. And then with practices, I started to understanding what is happening. I started to seeing in my mind's eye things, feeling certain emotions or certain things in my body. And it's really interesting because the Juta healing is usually an offhand experience. Why is that? For me, that was a little hard in the beginning because I'm used to Reiki. And Reiki is, usually people touch you on different energy centers. And I was like, how is that? It feels so impersonal because you're not touching anybody. But I work with kind of like your energy blueprint and everything that is not the physical body for the most part. And then it's very interesting, but a lot of times when I have to touch people, a lot of times I touch myself in that particular place. So basically I am becoming what would be the word, proxy for your energy body. And a lot of times I would tap on my body for a long time if there is something that is really stuck somewhere. But what it is really high frequency that flows through me and allows for the person to really go into a different state of consciousness. And when they go in that deeper state of consciousness and awareness, this is where they start healing themselves. So it's not like I'm doing any magic. We all are conductors, if that's the right word, for energy. Mm-hmm. And we can all transmute that energy. The question is, do we want to? Do we believe? Do we accept that? Do we care, right? And for some, it gets better and easier. And for some, it doesn't. But when I did my Reiki training, she was like, oh, you can feel this and you can feel that. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, girl, because I don't feel nothing. But she's like, even if you don't feel anything, the energy is flowing. But it's really hard to believe it when you're not feeling it. So when that energy of high frequency is coming into your body, you're tuning into your higher self. And this is where your higher self or your ancestors or your angels or your guides or God or whatever you believe is out there can come in and assist you in the healing. And basically what I do is I help you, but it's not that I am healing you. But because a lot of us cannot get into that high frequency to allow ourselves to heal ourselves, we need some help to get there. And that's where I come in. And I do what I do in order to help you heal yourself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
You're a guide. You guide people on their own journey to find what's within them the entire time. And I love how you even say it's something that's non-physical touch. I do believe in energy. I do believe in frequency, and you don't have to be touching somebody to necessarily connect with another person. But I feel like that's super beneficial then to those who are scared to physically be touched in different types of healing things. Cause I feel like that can turn people away or off too, as they're like, I don't want a stranger putting their hands on me. But this is a whole new aspect where like you can still experience energy healing without having to be touched.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do energy healing from distance, right? So I do energy healing to someone that's not even in the United States of America or in this continent, right? Because energy doesn't know time and space. Energy is intention. Energy is whatever we tune into our intention, that's where our energy is. And so I don't even have to be on the phone. I do it on Zoom for people's comfort. I don't need to be on the phone. I don't need to be on Zoom. I need you to allow yourself to receive. So I need you to be in a restful position so that you're not running around and trying to be healing yourself.
Yeah.
And I just tune in. I know how you look, perhaps, not necessarily. I know I've talked to you. So we have some kind of entanglement, like quantum entanglement. Our particles already have connected in one way or another. So just by thinking about you, I can send you the energy and I can connect to you, and I bring you in here, like your essence, your energy body, your light body. And then I work with that part of you that connects to your physical body. So yeah, I don't need to touch you. You don't even need to be in the room with me in order for that to work. And it's amazing that the things that people report experiencing even from distance, it's amazing.
And also too, in talking about facilitating these experiences, how can listeners be able to experience these incredible, sound baths and, sessions that you talk about?
Right. Well, I have regular weekly classes in a studio down in Marina del Rey. And, they're group settings, but they're so powerful that people are just, I am amazed by what people are telling me after classes. So, of course, when you have a one-on-one experience is very tailored to your own needs. And we talk about, what your goal is for this. What is your intention? Like, why are you here? Which we don't really do on group sessions. In my classes, they're 45 minutes. So I just connect with everybody because, we're part of the whole, right? So the fact that we're the whole separated in individual bodies doesn't mean that we don't come together in energy form. And so the energy starts just healing everybody because it's that powerful. But yeah, the easiest way is to get a taste is to come to one of my classes, or, you can contact me and set it up for yourself. And again, I do one-on-one sessions, but also if you want to try it with your friends, you can, ask me to do a group healing for you and your family, or you and your friends. When the unfortunate events of the fires happened here in LA, I was doing a sessions on Zoom and Instagram Live, and people that I know had texted me and they're like, "Oh my God, I felt so much better after this," and it's incredible how it works. But I guess that would be the ways to experience them.
Yeah.
Love that.
And I really love how you're like, yes, you can do one-on-one healings and it's tailored to you. But I think there's so much beauty in the connection and community that these types of like healings do for people. I think that it's beautiful that a group of people can come together and experience this type of energy and heal together. Because don't get me wrong, I do believe we all have the power within us to heal ourselves. And one-on-one is definitely like intense and in depth and can help. But when you have combined frequencies, that energy in the room, poof, like it can really get you tuned in more than you can to yourself sometimes. So I really love the aspect of community healing, and that you're going on Instagram live and just having these offerings to people and just gracing the world with so much generosity to just help wherever you can. Like, I really appreciate that. And it's so beautiful.
Thank you. It was a really hard time. And I was like, what can I do?
Yeah.
Like, as a single unit, what can I do to help? And this is what I can do. And I'm like, how do I do it? Okay, I'll just do it. If anyone wants to receive, they will. And if they don't, that's great. I'm just, for my own sake, I did what I could to help. And back to what you're saying, that the group experience is just so powerful because it's combining our own energies, like the community, the tribe, back in the days, they were healing in tribal ceremonies, tribal rituals, because they recognize that together we're stronger and we amplify each other. And when we come together, if one heals a little bit, if one shifts a little bit, if one has an aha moment, that little moment ripples into the group, ripples into the whole of the group, and everybody receives that on some level or another. So coming together and healing in community, it's really beautiful.
Yeah. Me and Matt say it all the time. You do not have to go at this alone. Yeah. And when you have somebody that has your back too, the results are just amazing. So to kind of wrap up right now, if you could leave our listeners with one energetic shift today, what would that be?
I'd say everything you need, you already have. Everything is within you. And in today's world, we're so focused on the outside, seeking help from outside. Everything is about what others are doing, what others are saying. And we ask for advice. And that's where you have everything. Your intuition knows what you need. Your body knows how to heal itself. We are intricate organism that is so powerful and so intelligent that we just have to trust that we have it all within us, and using all the modalities that are out there. And whatever resonates with you, it might not be energy healing. It might be, I don't know, really hard workout that will get you into your body, and it will calm your mind because you're focused on the repetition or whatever it is. There are so many ways to get in touch with all the power that is within you, to be well, to heal yourself, to get well and better in your own body and in your own mind, because the mind the
mind, I feel like, is what gets in our way sometimes, but it's also, I'm going to go on a spiel about this. It's our programming. It's disconnect from ourselves. I'm going to let us leave on that amazing, beautiful note. So once again, thank you so much, Maya, for being here with us.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And for all of our listeners who want to find her and experience this amazing healing that she has to offer, all of her contact information and resources will be listed in the description of this episode. And until next time, I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and keep shining your light.